Alright, good morning. It is February the 12th, 2023. I'm out here at the Target and I'm going to try my 12 arrows in a row hit for the pecan pie, which I have been trying for. And I guess most of the people that are watching me, of course maybe it could be somebody watching me 100 years from now with this form of communication, because we don't know how far this video will travel, or in time, I don't know. Matter of fact, I'm watching a preacher on YouTube named Charles Spurgeon. He was preaching in the 1890s, and his sermons were recorded very carefully, and now there are people reading his sermons. So his work has gone more than 100 years past when he actually did it. I will recommend Charles Spurgeon. I think he really was a very good teacher, and was knocking around at the truth for sure. About the balloons. Supposedly 4 different balloons have been shot down over Canada and the US that at first they were saying they were, first one was a balloon, and then they were saying they were objects, and one of them was octagon shaped, and they're being very mysterious about it. Well, I told you the first time I mentioned the balloon that I smell a rat. I smell 2 rats now. We'll find out at some point what it's all about. I suspect, they may be trying to get ready to pull off some kind of an alien invasion hoax or something like that. I can't really tell, but it's an interesting thing. Alright, trying to go for the pecan pie. Gap method. If I try to hit it 12 times in a row any other way, I'm never going to have any pie. I think this is my go-to method. Putting the point at about 5 o'clock on the plate, right in the middle. I might have hit it. I might have cut it just on the edge. I didn't hold steady, but we'll see. Oh, I jerked. Oh, I could taste that pie. I'm not going to taste it though now until I do it. I'll tell you about my dad and his pecan pies. My dad, who died about 5 or 6 years ago, I can't remember now exactly, but he was a very good pecan pie maker, and he made pecan pies for Thanksgiving. He also made mincemeat pie. That's something he grew up with. Well, we didn't particularly like mincemeat pie, but it was okay, if you were good and hungry you could eat it. But we did love the pecan pies. Hit. But I'll tell you what Charles Spurgeon was preaching about this morning. It is impossible to please God without faith. Right in the middle. And I'm going to attempt to tell you what that means to me. It'll mean slightly different, I think, to each believer. That's a good one. You notice I said each believer? It is impossible to believe God without faith. What faith? What kind of faith is he talking about? In the Bible, what are they talking about? Faith. I'm going to have to paraphrase that. Faith is something that we believe without being able to see it. Another way of putting it is we can't prove it. It's something we have to believe even though we have no hard, factual, absolute, lay our hands on it proof. If we had proof of it, if we could lay our hands on it, then we wouldn't have to have faith in it. We just say, oh, we know it. We got it right there in front of us. Hit. That's over there, it hit a grate. I have a good bit of faith in this gout method. I don't know I'm going to hit it, but I have faith that it's about as good a way as I can get. We have faith in this. Ooh, I hit it. But remember, I've already missed one arrow for sure. So all I can do now is think about the pecan pie. I have faith that I'm going to eventually do this. Don't know it, but I have faith in it. Or another way of saying it is faith and belief. Belief is another word for faith. I believe. Now, if one knows something, they don't have to believe it. They just know it. Those are two different words. All right, let's go up here and look at this grouping here. See what it is. All right, I hit it 11 times. Here is the one bad arrow. It wasn't the bad arrow, it was my shooting. I jerked is what I did. I came so close to the pecan pie. And I have decided that when I do meet my goal of 12 arrows in a row, that I'm going to make the pecan pie myself. Now, I don't want to belabor the deal about belief and faith, but I will mention that Yeshua, Jesus, said quite a few times to his disciples. Remember, his disciples were with him. They were with him. We can turn this way just a little bit. They were with him. They were seeing him in the flesh. But some kind of a trouble would come up and they would become afraid. And he said, "O ye of little faith." He's saying, you're not trusting me. This is my take on it. But trust is a thing that builds over time. It's a relationship. O ye of little faith. Well, as their faith began to build, the more times they saw him in action, until by the end of their lives, when they were being killed for preaching about him, they then had so much faith that they refused to deny him, even though all they had to do was to tell the authorities, we were mistaken, we lied, Yeshua did not raise from the dead. We did not see him after he died. We lied, and they would have said, okay, lash them, give them 40 lashes and let them go. They've admitted that he didn't exist, or wasn't raised from the dead. All right, that's what faith is. And as we become more and more mature, as we get older, we should develop more and more faith. At this point, Yeshua would be justified in telling me, O ye of little faith. I have some, but I'm not going to say I have total faith, because his disciples were. Would I be willing to die for him right now? I don't know. I hope I would if it came to it, if he chose me to be a martyr. But I do think that if he did that, he would give me strength to endure it. O ye of little faith. That's most of us, even though we do believe and have faith. You notice this, the scripture says it is impossible to please God without faith. It didn't say without total faith. It just said without faith. So he didn't qualify it. So I suppose it pleases God when we have some faith rather than total faith. All right, that's just the way I'm thinking this morning. It's up for discussion. It's a matter of personal understanding. I don't think we can really nail it down, but I hope that as our lives go on as believers, we will begin to have more and more faith as we approach the time when we will meet our Master, Yeshua Jesus. All right, this is Gardner Israel signing off.